Okay, before we get into this, I want to do my impression of John Bernthal in the trailer for The Odyssey. Hey, you want to hear a story? Hey, you want to hear a story about Odysseus? Who wants to hear a story about Odysseus? Am I the only one that has this with John Bernthal? Like, I love John Bernthal as an actor, but he has like a very specific style of acting where he basically plays himself in like every role.
Let me tell you something. The hell with this, Shane. I don't.
Like, you watch Daredevil, you watch The Punisher, you watch The Walking Dead. His acting style is very similar in all of them.
Let me tell you something else, man.
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. So, the teaser trailer for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, which doesn't come out until 2026, is playing in front of big tentpole films in cinema right now, like Superman, like Jurassic World. And when it comes to The Odyssey, I am curious about it, because one, it's a Christopher Nolan film. I love Christopher Nolan as a director. I mean, from the Dark Knight trilogy to Inception to Interstellar, I love his filmography for the most part. There's like some films that I like less than others, but for the most part, I can appreciate Nolan's technical prowess behind the camera. And a second reason as to why I'm excited for The Odyssey is because Christopher Nolan has never ever really done fantasy before. I think out of his filmography, the closest he gets to fantasy is like Batman Begins, maybe The Dark Knight Rises, but like at a push, I still think Begins is more fantastical than The Dark Knight Rises. Or maybe The Prestige, because that actually deals with like magic, but then I haven't seen The Prestige in a while, I might have to rewatch it. But the point being, Christopher Nolan has never ever really done fantasy before. He's done sci-fi. His films like Interstellar or Inception are big science fiction epics, but they're not fantasy, they're science fiction. They're all based in some element of reality. But when it was announced that Christopher Nolan was going to be adapting The Odyssey, the Greek epic poem by Homer, that was curious to me because, again, Nolan has never done fantasy before, and this is Greek mythology. This has got the Greek gods, this has got monsters. This could be really cool and epic. But having seen the teaser that's been playing in the cinema, it doesn't look super fantastical. Again, it looks like Nolan's just gone back to his grounded gritty realism, but there's not much to justify this being a big, grand, epic telling of the Odyssey. The teaser trailer, for the most part, is just shots of the sea, of the sand surf, a couple of shots of Tom Holland and John Bernthal and Matt Damon floating around on driftwood, but like, that's kind of it. Nothing about this trailer screamed, big, epic Greek mythology, sword and sandals epic. And again, I know it's a teaser trailer, but in many ways, it kind of just felt like Nolan and his cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema, I believe that's who's shooting this film. It just looks like they went to the coast, got a couple of shots of the beach, and then they got Matt Damon to like float around on a piece of driftwood. Not to mention too, some of the costuming and styling for this film is just a bit... Again, nothing about the costuming is screaming Greek fantastical epic. Now, like most of Christopher Nolan's films, he's got a star-studded cast. I mean, not only does this film star Tom Holland, Matt Damon, John Bernthal, we've also got Anne Hathaway and Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. Like, so many A-listers are going to be in this movie, and that's great. But at the same time, too, the main concern surrounding this film for me is Tom Holland. Listen, Tom Holland, buddy, I'm rooting for you, man. Like, genuinely, I think Tom Holland is a good actor that has not really been given the opportunity by Hollywood to shine. I mean, yes, he's Spider-Man, he's set for life, his career is set, he doesn't have to really try. But you look at his peers around him, especially those in his age group. You've got Zendaya. You've got Timothée Chalamet. Like, they're in real movies. Like, you look at Timothée Chalamet's career, and then you compare it to Tom Holland's career. Yeah, Tom Holland, I feel bad. He's been typecast by Hollywood and relegated to being the awkward, shy, bumbling nerd. He's just been typecast as Peter Parker, which is kind of annoying because he is a more than capable actor. I mean, if you've seen him in The Impossible, he's really good. If you've seen him in that movie with Benedict Cumberbatch called The Current War, he's really good in that. But the thing is, most people either remember him as Spider-Man or for Uncharted. And even when Tom has tried to break out of being typecasted as Peter Parker, he's done films like Cherry. He's done projects like The Crowded Room, trying to do big, serious, mature movies. But he's never really landed with the audience or the critics. And it's not his fault. I can tell he is a more than capable actor. It's just that the projects he picks aren't it, you know? Now, circling this all back to the Odyssey, I want this film to be the defining film in Tom Holland's career so far. I want Christopher Nolan to really propel Tom Holland, really push him, and make him the, like, star-studded star he is supposed to be. Like, Tom Holland doesn't need intellectual property to fill his resume now. He needs performances. I want Nolan to really push him. But then again, there's something about this trailer to where they're speaking in American accents and I'm like, really? American accents in a big sword and sandals historical epic? Like, I'm not asking them to speak in ancient Greek accents, whatever that sounded like. But when it comes to big genre epics, most of the time they adopt an English accent because in many ways it just sounds a bit more sophisticated. So I think it's kind of interesting and a bit odd that Christopher Nolan just went, yep, guys, we're doing American accents. Now, circling back to the visuals, I won't lie, Tom, I love you, but man, you look pasty as hell in these set photos. And I'm not saying that to dig at Tom Holland, but when you think of the big sword and sandal epics like Ben-Hur, like Gladiator, like Spartacus, Troy with Brad Pitt, they are all pretty much led by fit or muscular men with nice golden tans. They literally glow on screen. You look at the Odyssey, no one's glowing. Like, do you remember the movie Troy with Brad Pitt? Like, everyone in that movie looked majestic. They had these nice golden tans. It was stunning to look at. But here we have Tom Holland dressed in some like medieval looking outfit, but it's not like ancient Greek looking. It literally looks like he came from medieval England, which in many ways just makes me not buy the fact that he's meant to be the son of Odysseus. Like, the costuming itself is just weird. And in many ways, the vibe I'm getting from this film is not the big Greek epics like Troy. It feels very much akin to Ridley Scott's Exodus, you know, his remake of the Prince of Egypt story. And look, this is just a teaser. For all we know, the actual main trailer will show like big, epic, fantastical stuff. We will see the monsters in the story of the Odyssey. I'm a fan of Greek mythology, right? I want to see these big fantastical elements that Homer described. I also think it's kind of interesting that this film is coming out after Percy Jackson Season 2 because Season 2 of Percy Jackson is adapting the Sea of Monsters, and the Sea of Monsters is like a modern day spin on the Odyssey. I've forgotten the name of that serpent, but like there's the sirens, and then the sirens lead the sailors into the trap, and in the trap there's like a two-headed sea serpent monster, not to mention too there's Polyphemus the Cyclops. And the thing is too is that like this isn't going to be a super grounded gritty remake or retelling of the Odyssey because actors have been cast as the Greek gods. Like, I think Zendaya is playing Athena or something, Anne Hathaway is playing, or is Anne Hathaway playing Athena? Anne Hathaway is in this film as a Greek god. Robert Pattinson is playing Hermes. So we're gonna see the Greek gods. It's just that when you look at this teaser trailer, it doesn't feel very grand or epic or mythological. And also too, I've not completely written this film off because again, it's Christopher Nolan. Never doubt or write off Christopher Nolan because again, they have released tickets for this film a year in advance and they've pretty much sold out. That is insane. That is... what? The power of Christopher Nolan. Like, if that isn't clout, I don't know what is. Looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, 'cause we need a little controversy. And that's the thing, I'm not a Christopher Nolan hater. I'm very much a fan of Christopher Nolan. I just think a lot of his decisions so far, at least when it comes to the visuals of the Odyssey, are just a bit counterintuitive. And again, I'm hoping to be proven wrong. Maybe in like the full-length teaser trailer, we will see Tom Holland and I'm like, yep, that is the son of Odysseus. Yep, his attire is very ancient Greek looking and it looks very cool. The movie will look visually stunning, etc, etc, etc. But from the stuff that we have to go on, like the picture of Matt Damon or the set photos, I'm not impressed. But to wrap things up, those are my thoughts on the Odyssey so far. Again, I'm waiting to be proven wrong on this. I hope I'm proven wrong on this. I want this to be a really cool, epic, sword and sandals epic. Not to mention too, it's nice to see Nolan going out of his wheelhouse, experimenting with different genres. Like, that's really cool in my opinion, and that's why I'm really excited to see this. Whether or not it will be that way, we'll have to wait and see. But I am curious. But those are my thoughts so far on the stuff we have seen for the Odyssey. What do you guys think about the Odyssey? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on social media, all that good stuff. Until we meet again, I'll see you guys next time. Hey, let me tell you a story, you